In with me on this Wednesday evening, y'all. Happy Wednesday to y'all tuning in with me on today. I hope your day has went well thus far, y'all. It's evening where I am, so it's later in the day. So it's, towards the ending of my day, but wherever you are, I hope your day is going well. I just hope you had a great day. So much goes on in life, and I just want you to be encouraged and to remain encouraged, all right? Because despite what obstacles that we may have going on and despite what may be coming our way, we can still have our head on straight, okay? We can still be positive. We can still get through the day. We just have to change that perspective, all right, y'all? But happy Wednesday to everybody tuning in. Hood, welcome in. Anita, Joshua, hello to all of y'all tuning in on this evening motivation. I know I normally come on in the morning, y'all, but I have a little more control over my schedule now, so I'll be able to pop up here and there every now and then. So I figured I'd take the opportunity. All right. All right, y'all. So yeah, motivation on the go. And again, I hope your day has been going well. And although the day is, we're well into the day, y'all, remember you can always turn it around. You are in control of that, and it's never too late. It's all about perspective. All right. And that's right, Hood. Hit the like button coming in, y'all, if you have forgotten to do that. All right. So yeah, y'all, a little bit of motivation on the go with y'all on today. Actually a reminder, aka encouragement, y'all. We need to make sure we keep a close watch on ourselves, y'all. So it's more so like a reminder to keep a close watch on ourselves, because we can fool ourselves, we can fool others, but y'all know how I always say you can't fool God. And to believe it or not, a lot of people don't believe that they can fool themselves, but you can fool yourself if you are not careful. All right. Remember, if you're not careful, you can do a lot of things and not even think one way about it. But, it's all a trick of the enemy, because our minds are more powerful than we think they are. Right. All right. So, yeah, y'all, the thing is, the reason we want to keep a close watch on self is because, to be honest with you, the people that adversary is aiming for is those of us that are trying to do the right thing in life. You're trying to live right. You're trying to do right by God. You're trying to do right by people. You're trying to be obedient. You're trying not to break any of the laws or commandments that God has laid out there. You don't need that turmoil in your life. So you're trying your best to do right by God. You're not just talking about it. You're walking that walk despite what may be going on around you. All right, the world is crumbling really fast. So it's a lot going on. And it's not always necessarily easy to remain in alignment. But as long as we have our mind focused and we're trying our best to do just that, we know that God will assist us, right? That adversary hates that. That adversary attacks us a lot when we're trying to do right by God. But see, if we fool ourselves, y'all, listen in for a moment. If you fool yourself, a lot of times, y'all, it's not the devil. It's not the devil that's doing anything to you. It's your decisions. Because if you have no godly devotion, you have no you don't have any thoughts of being in alignment with God. Satan is content with people who's already against God or who's already in opposition. See how you can fool yourselves there? You'll think it's Satan doing something to you, or Satan swaying you in one way or another, when in actuality, no, honey, it's just your bad choices. It's just your bad decisions. Satan doesn't have his eye on you because you don't have your eye on God. Y'all, we got to be careful. We'll be out here fooling ourselves. We'll be out here fooling ourselves. You'll remain on a hamster wheel going around and around and around again in circles, because we're thinking that the adversary is riding our backs, when in actuality, the fact that God isn't in the equation when it comes to our lives, we're just making one bad choice after another. That's what's going on. It's not that Satan is all over you, honey. No, God is not in your life. So guess what? You're not walking in alignment. So guess what? You're leaning on your own understanding. So guess what? Every choice or decision you make, for the most part, is probably not wise. But you don't know that. And then the cop out is that we can go and blame the devil. No, honey. No, 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 no. Those are your bad decisions. Those are your bad choices. That's what that is. All right, y'all. When we are striving to do right by God, the scripture says anytime you are trying to do right for the sake of God himself, y'all, Satan is coming. He's watching you. He's waiting for every opportunity. If you try to pursue God a little bit, Satan is coming for you. He wants to keep you away from that, because that's how we truly gain life, y'all. That's how we truly gain life. Hey, All Heart, welcome in. It's good to see you. Hey, Anita, I don't know if I spoke to you already, but hey, girl, welcome in. It's good to see you as well. Yeah, that's how we truly attain life, y'all. Once we get closer to God, we crack the code. What code, Shay? The code that Satan is dangling around in front of us, having us all confused. He's the author of confusion. You get closer and closer to God. You can decode all these tactics and schemes that Satan has dressed up. Satan is aware of that. So warfare is coming straight for you. Who can I use to aid me in warfare against you? That's when Satan, looks for people closest to us. And if anybody has an enabling spirit within them, or if anyone has any, door open, any access to where Satan can use them to come against you, guess what, y'all? That's what that joker's going to do. So yeah, y'all, we can't always be around here blaming the devil, especially when God is not even in your foresight. You're not thanking God. When's the last time you thanked God for waking up in the morning? When's the last time you thanked God for life? When's the last time you thanked God for having food to prepare for your family? When's the last time you thanked God for your job, your car that you probably can't go far in it, honey, but you can get from point A to point B, okay? You may not have the finest clothing, but honey, you're dressed, okay? When is the last time you've even given thanks to God for that? Showed your appreciation. Satan ain't worried about you, because you're not worried about God, honey. Your choices and decisions are going to be wrong and lead you in the wrong direction every time, as long as God isn't in the equation. We're going to lean on our own understanding, thinking we're doing what's best. But God sees end game, y'all. You see, that's why God needs to be included into our lives, into our psyches, before we make choices, before we make certain decisions. All right, y'all. So my encouragement on today is to draw closer to God, draw closer to God, draw closer to God. It's not always that adversary that's messing with you. It's the lack of that attachment, known, aka as God Almighty Himself, that's absent in your life. That's why you're going through this. That's why you're going through that. Satan doesn't have his eye on you. All right. And for those of us in the fight, striving to do right, you're going to fall many times. Get back up. That's what the word says. Honey, keep choosing God daily, because it still is a fight. It's a fight. Okay. Again, only someone on the opposing team is going to point out your flaws or point out when you slip up. But we have to look over that, and we have to continue to push forward. All right, y'all. Again, it's not always Satan, y'all. It's not always the devil. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I hear it so much. We just have to be careful so that we don't fool and trick our minds. See, we'll have our minds programmed into thinking that, when in actuality, we need to be checking ourselves. We need to be taking a closer look at selves. We need to make sure that armor is in perfect condition at all times. All right. And it's a message, because y'all, with so much going on, y'all, we need to know exactly where our focus needs to be. And anytime it's not focused on God in this day and age, it's easy to get distracted. Now, am I saying you have to eat, sleep, and breathe God? I'm not. Don't let anyone sell you that. Don't let anyone sell you this, that you can't live a good life. Yes, you can. It's just until you get God in your life, you're going to view life a different way. So certain things will be fun. I remember before, y'all, I solidified a good relationship with God. I remember back in the day, I remember what I thought fun was. And I'm going to tell you right now, oh, honey, when I think about some of that fun, oh, y'all, God despised a lot of the things that Shay considered fun, okay? So that's why you have to be careful. You'll be out here thinking you're living your best life, honey. I'm talking about you turning up. Or you turning up all right, okay? And you could be doing something that's completely despicable to God. There is ways to have clean fun that God approves of. But if it includes, especially hurting our vessels, damaging our vessels, our temple, honey, that's what I mean. It's a mind makeover. I look at things differently now. A lot of things that I did, you have to as you grow closer to God and you get wiser, you see that there's many instances in life where we truly played with our life. You didn't think about it like that at the time, though. But as you grow closer to God, honey, you will. you'll see how, dang, in that moment, I wasn't showing that I was appreciative of my life. And there's so many ways that we can fall off the wayside and fall into that, y'all. All right. So again, motivation to go with Shay on today, y'all. Strive your best to solidify your relationship with the Creator so that you understand, what steps you need to take, what moves you need to make next, and that we don't fall into the victim category of always thinking it's the devil. It's the devil. It's the devil. Again, we're living a godless life, but we think Satan is riding our backs. All right? Satan is content. Because the key terms I said is you're living a godless life. Satan is content. You're living a godless life. He's not worried about you, honey. Okay? But the fact that you're living a godless life, you're probably a little loose. All right? You're probably wavering in a lot of different areas in your life. And that's probably causing you to have, go through things that you go through. Not necessarily Satan himself. It's just the fact that you don't have God there to help you out. All right, y'all. So I got to get on up off of here. But if y'all didn't hit the like button coming in, do me a favor and hit that bad boy on the way out. All right, be encouraged. Remember to try to encourage somebody else. All right, remember, it's not man that we're trying to impress. Let's get away from trying to impress man. People do it every single day. Because man is not who's going to be able to run to your aid at any given time of day or hour. Man can't do that. So we want to make sure we're solidifying a relationship with the source that can do just that. And we can still live life abundantly, still enjoy life, still have a lot of fun out here, y'all. We just want to make sure we're doing it the right way. All right, y'all. Hey, East Dad, welcome in as I'm getting ready to walk up out of here, honey. I got to get on up off of here, y'all. But yeah, enjoy the rest of this Wednesday. And hopefully I'll be able to come on and share some more motivation with you guys on tomorrow. All right. Peace out. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.